So let's put things into perspective. This is my own realization and my own understanding, reading between the lines for a good amount of time, has really catapulted or projected consciousness into deeper levels of understanding that transcends human shallow understandings of things, whatever. So why are we here? Well, it's not to waste our time, per se. It's really about to be, and in that process, I wouldn't even call it a process, but because any description, any label, any definition will heavily, slow down the pace, if you will, of exponential growth or vertical progress, we could say. So the great contribution of working on a soul level has to do with reading between the lines and being highly intuitive in the sense of transcending one-dimensional knowledge, or in other words, working with wisdom. Wisdom, we are in highly intuitive contact with our soul, even though our soul, we could say, is just oneness, or the one infinite expressing itself in an infinite variety. So unity in variety, in a sense. And at this point in time and space, that is the illusion of being a human being. We experience everything as if I am the subject, or I am sort of a person in a world surrounded by objects, and I am in a relationship with all of these objects. And oftentimes we imitate whatever's going on, because that's the functionality of consciousness in this case, in this state of consciousness, that is. And there's an infinite state of consciousness, and it's all really infinite imagination. But at this level, at this current level, tapping into the collective consciousness, it's really, in a sense, it's very stagnant, if you will. It's kind of stagnant, one-dimensional. So whenever we progress a little bit, a tiny bit, we immediately fall back into, it's called an ego backslash, or ego back slash, or whatever. So we fall back into the old patterns of operation, of how everything is done. I mean, that is a slow-paced progress, and you are here to realize your true nature. You are here to wake up to your infinite potential, because that will, in turn, speed up the process collectively as well, increasing the collective consciousness in order for us to understand our true purpose. Our true purpose is really, in the eyes of this consciousness, speaking through this avatar right here, is really about understanding, but living, not just understanding intellectually, but living oneness, the law of one, in a sense. The great equalizer. Understand that when we go all, where we go one, and one is synonymous with infinity, with no thingness. That is the truest, most fundamental Satchitananda, Nirvana, homecoming of completeness, of fulfillment, ultimately that which is unchangeable, always the case, wholeness, complete acceptance of what is. And this is both illuminate, this will scatter from an individual, like consciousness, unit of consciousness, but also collectively. So this will be the complete healing of mankind, to realize our true nature. And that's just my opinion. So you are here to wake up to your true self. And not to waste your time partying all weekends, but to wake up. And this is done by loving unconditionally, to be of service, to help out wherever you can, but also being enough in yourself. So love yourself, be service to yourself, and then that will manifest in service to others automatically. Almost like ripples in the water, it will spread. So, yeah. Recognize that this awareness right here is infinity speaking to itself. There only is self, but not as a human being, but as infinite potential consciousness, manifesting at this point itself through this vessel called a human being. But it is the one speaking to the one itself in eternity.